There's a hidden map of what it's like to leave a toxic relationship, cult, or controlling group. Most people don't even know that it exists, but once you know this, everything suddenly makes more sense. Because leaving isn't just about physically walking away, it's about breaking free in your mind and your heart. And sometimes your body leaves long before your mind is ready, or your mind escapes long before your body can. Hi, I'm Callie Sorensen. I have a master's degree in the psychology of coercive control, and I've helped countless people free themselves, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, from the invisible chains of covert abuse, so they can rebuild their lives and create safe, fulfilling, and deeply authentic relationships. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 4 stages of this journey. PIMI, physically in, mentally in. PIMO, physically in, mentally out. POMI, physically out, mentally in, and POMO, physically out, mentally out. Understanding these stages will help you identify where you or someone you love might be right now, and why leaving feels so complicated, and what steps will move you closer to true freedom. These 4 stages describe where someone is, both physically and mentally, in relation to a toxic person or group. Think of them as a roadmap for the journey out of coercive control. They reveal not just why people stay, but how they slowly untangle themselves and reclaim their autonomy. As we explore each stage, notice which one resonates with your story or helps you better understand someone you care about. PIMI, physically in, mentally in. This is where you are still physically in the relationship or group, and you're also mentally and emotionally invested in it. You love this person or this group. You trust this group. You believe the promises they've made, even when things don't always feel right. And what it can look like. This is explaining away their behavior. Well, they just had a bad day. Believing if you change, things will get better. Defending them when friends or family express concern. Seeing control as love or protection instead of abuse. For example, imagine that you're part of a religious group that tells you outsiders are dangerous. When friends warn you about the red flags, you think, they just don't understand. My group is special. We're doing good work. In a toxic relationship, this might look like defending a partner who constantly tracks your phone or criticizes you, telling yourself, they just care about me so much. Well, in PIMI, love and fear are tangled together. You can't see clearly because you're living inside the reality that they've created for you. To you, this is normal. Why would you even leave? That doesn't even come across your mind as an option. PIMO, physically in, mentally out. This is when you are still there physically, but your heart and mind are starting to pull away. You're still physically in the relationship or the group, but inside your mind, something has shifted. You've begun to see the cracks in the illusion, even if you haven't said anything out loud yet. What this can look like, recognizing it's unhealthy, but feeling too trapped or scared to leave, fantasizing about life without them, hiding your true feelings to avoid conflict, quietly following the rules while secretly planning the next steps, saving money, journaling, or testing the waters with trusted friends. For example, maybe you smile at dinner like everything's fine, but inside you're thinking, I can't live like this forever. Maybe you delete texts from a friend offering you a safe place to stay because you're terrified of your partner finding out. The danger of this stage, PIMO, is often when the abuser senses that you're pulling away. They may escalate their control, flooding you with guilt, threats, or even violence to reel you back in. For example, a cult leader might suddenly shower you with love, or a toxic partner might say, well, why are you acting distant? Don't you love me anymore? And start to guilt trip you, starting to threaten you. This is why it's so important to plan carefully, seek professional support, and build a safe exit strategy during this stage. POMI, physically out, mentally in. You've left physically, but they still live in your head. And this is one of the most misunderstood stages. You've left the relationship or group, but psychologically, they still have a hold on you. And what it can look like, replaying arguments, wondering if you've overreacted, craving their approval or missing the good times, feeling intense guilt for leaving or that you made a mistake, or even going back because the trauma bond is so strong. So for example, you move into a friend's house to be safe, but you can't stop checking your phone to see if they've texted. You hear their voice in your head when you make decisions, criticizing you, shaming you, telling you that you made a mistake leaving and you'll never survive without them. Why this stage is so hard? Because this is where the trauma bond is at its peak. Even though you're free on the outside, it feels like invisible chains are still wrapped around your mind and heart. And this is also when self-blame can be the loudest. Why can't I just move on? Why do I still miss them? What did I do wrong? But hear me, this is not weakness. It's a natural, normal, predictable part of healing from coercive control. The last stage is POMO, physically out, mentally out. This is when you've not only left physically, but you've also reclaimed your mind, your beliefs, and your future. And what it can look like. You can see the toxic relationship or group clearly. No fantasy, no excuses. You're no longer blaming yourself for their abuse. You're rebuilding independence emotionally, mentally, financially. You're focusing on healing and a life that's truly your own. For example, you put your phone down without fear of what messages might be waiting. You reconnect with friends or family you were cut off from. You wake up feeling hopeful instead of anxious because your choices are finally your own. But here's an important note. Reaching POMO isn't a straight line. It takes time, support, and often going back and forth between stages. The goal isn't to rush there. It's to keep moving step by step toward freedom. These 4 stages are a roadmap for understanding the incredibly complex process of leaving coercive control. The healing is not linear. There's a spectrum to all of these stages. You might move forward into a new stage and then slip back into a previous one, or be in between. For example, you could be PIMO, still physically in but mentally detaching, and then finally leave, only to find yourself pulled back into the relationship, returning to physically in, mentally out again. This back and forth is so normal and is part of the journey. If you're somewhere in the middle, please know this. You are not broken and you are not alone, and none of this is your fault. And with help, you can get to POMO, physically out, mentally out, to a true place of empowerment, safety, clarity, and freedom. The safest way to move forward is with good support, whether that's trusted friends, family, a counselor, a therapist, someone who truly understands the dynamics of coercive control. I work with survivors every single day to help them untangle these patterns, rebuild their confidence, and create a future free from abuse. If you'd like personalized guidance, you can book a free consultation call or join my group program, Become Ungroomable. The links are in the description below. Leaving abuse isn't one single moment. It is a journey. It's a process of unlearning the lies, healing from the trauma, and reclaiming your life piece by piece. So wherever you are right now, whether you're PIMI, PIMO, POMI, or POMO, you deserve safety, clarity, and freedom. And if this video resonated, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, healing is possible, freedom is possible, and you're not alone. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.